Greetings, adventurers, and welcome back to Abnormal Voyages. My name is David, and today we find ourselves in Jefferson, Ohio, at a very special location, the Victorian Perambulator Museum. This place has an amazing collection of old Victorian baby carriages. Could be neat? Let's check it out.
We're going to a place that you've never heard of before. It's Abnormal Voyages. You're gonna learn something new. We're gonna open new doors. It's Abnormal Voyages.
The Victorian Perambulator Museum is a unique, one-of-a-kind collection. The owners, identical twins Janet and Judith, have spent over 4 decades collecting everything that you see here. This collection boasts over 300 antique perambulators. And what is a perambulator? Well, it's just a fancy word for baby carriage. Perambulators got their start way back in 1733, when the Duke of Devonshire asked the English architect William Kent to make a carriage for his children to help keep them amused while they were playing. From there, more and more people were buying perambulators. Now, at the beginning of their life, these were actually seen as status symbols and were pretty much exclusively for the wealthy and famous. Due to this, you'll notice that a lot of older baby carriages all have very intricate and well-made designs. While it's fascinating getting to see this kind of peek into the past with a very unique item, there's no denying that this entire place has kind of a creepy, eerie vibe to it. Maybe it's all the dolls that are put into the carriages with their soulless eyes looking back at you. Maybe it's just the fact that so many people who rode in these and used them have long passed from this earth. But whatever it is, this was certainly a very haunting collection. As you may have already guessed, the word perambulator is where we get the term pram, which is what they tend to call baby carriages / strollers over in the UK. It's not really used very commonly here in America, but when you go to things like Disney World, you may hear people using the word pram. And now, you know exactly where that comes from. Chances are, though, you're not going to see any prams or strollers that look anything like the ones that are located here. I know there are tons of stories and legends out there about haunted dolls that have spirits in them or demons, and if that's the case, the demons and spirits that chose to inhabit these dolls certainly picked the right place, because they are absolutely getting spoiled. Everywhere you look, there are dolls enjoying themselves, be it this one who's just kind of dancing in the corner, or the numerous ones that are all very comfortable in their very own carriages. It was important to the owners that their doll collection match the original places that these perambulators came from. So the dolls as well are from all over the world, and in most cases, that same exact time period as well. So these are the ones that you would see children who used these strollers actually playing with these very dolls. Unfortunately, the children who played with these dolls are long gone, so now they just sit, all on their own, lonely, until a new playmate happens to come by. Here's a doll enjoying her stroller ride, as well as these ones down here and this baby with a very smushed face. Looks very realistic though, a little creepy. Something I very much admire is that all of these dolls are dressed in their Sunday finest. No matter what kind of playing they're going to do, they had to make sure that they were going to look great for it. Even though this place is billed as the Victorian Perambulator Museum, I think they certainly could have tapped into another market by talking about all the dolls that happen to be here. As I mentioned before, some of these are a couple hundred years old and definitely would have attracted quite a huge crowd for people that are into porcelain dolls like this. A lot of them, we were told, are very rare, some of them from Paris, which were the rarest ones, and are actually all worth a decent amount of money. Speaking of money, though, I think you would have to pay me a whole lot to want to keep any of these dolls in my own house. I mean, just look at these faces. Not exactly the ones that you want to wake up and see staring right at you. This happens to be one of my favorite perambulators in the whole collection. This one is made to look like a Campbell's soup can. You see it on one end and it looks like soup, but you turn it around and it's a baby! Then this, one of the crown jewels of the whole lot, is a carriage that was commissioned and used by Prince Charles himself. So this used to belong to the royal family. Very, very fancy. It looks just like a miniature version of an actual full-size carriage. Though this is a very unusual subject of something to collect and display, I'm really glad that they did it. As you can tell, a lot of this has so much hard work put into it that they would definitely be classified as art pieces. Nothing coming out of the perambulator / baby stroller world is anywhere near as intricate and as beautiful as these pieces here. Without somebody like these twins around to preserve and keep these in the public eye, there's a good chance that they would just be lost to time, like so many other things. However, this Harley Davidson one, this one is fairly new. This isn't one of the older antique pieces, but still pretty neat to see. And even though they may look a little unnerving, the addition of the baby dolls inside the carriages really helps bring them to life and display them in a truly unforgettable way. Before leaving, we had to stop by a couple more dolls. These are some specialty celebrity look-alike dolls that had managed to worm their way into the collection, along with a few antique books, and then a whole set of Shirley Temple dolls made sure to come out and wave goodbye to us before we made our exit. This entire place truly had a spooky charm to it. And you know what? I can understand why somebody would be just like these two dolls right here and say that they too don't want to leave. Well, that was definitely quite the hidden gem. It just goes to show you never know what you're gonna find. My name is David, and this has been Abnormal Voyages. Thanks for tagging along. We'll see you in the next one.